before we get into this sketchbook, I have to talk about this sketchbook. This sketchbook is the grandfather to this sketchbook right here. This sketchbook at the time was my magnum opus, bro. I thought this was the coolest art I ever created. And I experienced so much life and experience through this sketchbook that I wanted to do it again. Because my sketchbooks in between this one and this one were very lackluster, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? They just weren't hitting as much as this one right here, right? So this year, I took that opportunity to really push it and really try hard to give it that same energy of like constantly trying to push and attempt to make art that I'm not used to creating at all. You know what I'm saying? And really experimenting with new styles, which this sketchbook was a lot of experimentation and learning and growing. But enough about that sketchbook. Here we go. Here's page one. Thank God, by the way. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say it. All these stickers I got in Japan. So when I first cracked open this sketchbook, it was overseas in Japan. So a lot of these are from Japan, straight from the motherland. And I left this page blank because I'm like, I don't know what to put here, so I'm not going to pretend to. I'm going to leave it blank. Next page, we got a Blaziken. I was drawing this in the airport back to the States. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was like, I didn't know that Mega Blaziken existed. So when I saw this, I was like, wow, that is a cool design. I can't wait to draw it. This was back when I got back from that trip, and I was kind of like really testing it out, this sketchbook. And I should really do some more of these kind of colorful, what do you call it, colored pencil drawings, because I really like the aesthetic. Right here is the semblance of one of my pieces that I worked on. The beginning of this piece right here. This piece is this drawing right here, just like, you know, my first rendition of it. So you're gonna see that kind of cycle in again a lot throughout the sketchbook. This piece right here, I think I was at the park when I drew this piece right here, and I'm like, I'm really an angel enjoyer. I enjoy angels and the symbolism behind them, you know what I'm saying? The closest entities to God, you know what I'm saying? Or Godhood and whatever awesomeness that comes. And yeah, I've been doing bro, I did a lot of these at the park. I was at the park stressing out about my life, and I just drew the Joker because life's a fucking joke, isn't it? LOL. And then this page right here, just studies and whatnot. This is another concept for a piece that I didn't do yet. I'll come back to that one. But yeah, here it goes again. There's that me trying my best to uncover what I want that design to look like. And this is like a watercolor study. I really enjoy watercolors, and I probably should do more of them. These two pages are things that I definitely want to make into larger pieces at some point in life. This is what I call chaos drawing, chaos drawing, which is just allowing yourself to create something without having it needing to be anything. Basically abstract art, but like doing it as non-judgmentally as possible. And these two pages were like, I got into them, but I'm like, I kind of want to leave these as is. I don't want to make this into anything final because I don't know. I feel like it's perfect the way it is. Anyway, ignore this page. We're gonna go here. Here's some more concepts for like pieces that we'll see, and then you'll also see like motorcycle helmets, because that's like a theme later on in the year where I just got obsessed with motorcycles. A lot of just doodles and shit, nothing serious on this page. This page right here is just character designs, messing around with characters and trying to make something cool. This was a character I was making for my online persona, but I was told that is very creepy and scary, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see it until someone told me that. I thought it was cute. Like, look how cute his ominous head tilt is. You know what I'm saying? How adorable. Anyway, next page. This was one of the first things I posted on social media recently. Or not recently, but this was one of the first posts where I decided to be my actual self on the internet and not try to be like a kooky YouTuber. And I hear, so when I did this piece, it was like, you know, a way of me truly, you know, trying to be closer to myself. I should probably make something cool. I feel like this is really cool. I should probably, you know, make something bigger out of this at some point. Here's back. We're seeing a lot of the motorcycle motif returning because I didn't know how to draw it, and I'm like, it was frustrating me in a good way because I'm like, I kind of want to attempt to see if I can, you know, figure out how to draw it out. And here's some like I wanted to do a piece about traffic and just like it's just so beautiful seeing like nighttime scenes where cars are like whizzing by, but they're just a blur and nothing very specific about it. I feel like I like this one the most because it's the most abstract and it could be literally anything. But the more defined it got, it became a different flavor. Not saying I like it less, more or less, but this became something, you know, tasted differently. So I still prefer this first flavor. It's like the most tasty. This page right here is just pure chaos. And you're seeing like that image coming to life here. Or that piece coming to life here. This is just pure chaos. This is what I do whenever I'm working on pieces like this. Whenever I'm working on a piece like this, I'm usually having like this. I usually have my sketchbook open to the side of me, and whenever I want to doodle something random or like test out my ink and my line work, I'll just open up my sketchbook to a random page like this and just do a bunch of things to it. This was a you know, a park bench. I just drew the park bench. There was definitely some people around, but it's kind of hard to draw people as they're moving around. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'll figure it out. Here's some like sticker designs I thought were cool, but I didn't end up fucking making it any whatever. Anyway, this was at the park, bro. This was a good day at the park. This is a different park in New York. There was a ton of people here, but I just didn't know how to add them. Maybe the point is to add them in hindsight, so you can just quickly sketch in the people but not worry about muddying up, because it's watercolor, so it's like the more color you add, the more muddy it gets. So my fear is like, yo, how am I going to add these people with the whatever, you know what I'm saying? So maybe the point is to do it after the fact, that way you have more control over it. I think I figured it out just now. Another tree, because your boy loves drawing nature. This side is, you know, another one of those pages where it's just random the fuck am I even saying there? It's just random like stuff, nothing stand out. You got cacturn, some random dude, and then a really cool mech I kept seeing on Pinterest, and I'm like, that's super cool. Some anatomy and whatnot. Keep going, keep going. I love this page, man. This was like a message to myself to be like, yo, keep up the fucking good work, bro. I believe in you. We all believe in you. Like, prosper, dude. Keep it fucking going, man. And then this page right here where it just says God and it's just like a mountain. I thought I was getting close to something profound, but it's just modern art, everybody. Modern art. Here's some more watercolor, you know, practice. These are really fun to make. I don't know why I'm sleeping on watercolor. I really need to take watercolor more seriously. Treat it more like a fucking good friend. Yeah, here's another page, little Maple Story character. This is another page of random chaos where I'll be working on something like this, and I'll be like, hey, I need a random piece of paper here so I can draw this out and not get bored of what I'm doing. Because imagine doing this for hours, bro. This is very monotonous, whatever the word is. And sometimes you want to draw something. So I'll just draw someone doing some sort of thing naked, because why not? And here's a lot of brush strokes, just practicing the brush without messing up my picture. Here's a safe place to do it. Here was like the same park as the previous pictures, but I just didn't finish this one. I guess I was there. And I was gonna work out or something, but I decided I'm just gonna walk away. I don't feel like doing that today. These are my favorite ones right here. Here's me at the laundromat. You're probably gonna see a lot of the laundromat because gotta be an adult. And I used watercolor on this. Yeah, watercolor, and I really liked how chaotic it is. Like, but it's still beautiful at the same time, and you know what you're looking at, which I really enjoy about this. This is like starting to see the motorcyclists appear again, more of the laundromat from different perspectives, trying to figure out perspective. Some skulls, eyes, mouth, lips, some more eyes, some geometry or something like that. Really cool stuff. Here, I know I got this from a reference, but I just wanted to draw this out. Turned out to be a very moody picture. It looks like something you'd see in like an indie film a little bit. And it's like, damn, what's she going through, bro? Like, how's she feeling? Like, I don't know. She at a doctor's office and she just got the news, bro. The news. Here's Deoxys. Really cool. I love Deoxys. These are probably one of my favorite Pokemon designs. Like this beautiful, like understanding of sharpness, roundness, form. Like bro's a W design. Shout out to whoever like came up with that. Here's another watercolor piece. I think I started this on the train, but then I decided to take it home with me, and I added this post. And I really like this like black watery effect, like the character's trying to avoid it as they go through the day-to-day life. Some spiders, I'm an arachnophobic. I don't even know how I drew that out, bro, but it's cool to be there. Don't look at this, kids. Don't do that. Be nice to people, bro. I don't know why they're giving this guy the finger or whatever, bro, but be nice to people. Here we are. Here's a very interesting page. It may not seem like it, but this was a very pivotal moment in my artistry, in a sketchbook at least, right? Because before this, I was like, I feel like I'm doing the thing, but it doesn't feel like I'm pushing myself hard enough, right? And back to talking about that sketchbook, the whole, thesis behind this one was really pushing the artistry to the extreme, you know what I'm saying? Or really trying to push to places I've never been before. So I was getting frustrated. I was drawing up this manga panel, and I'm like, I'm just getting irritated. I hate it. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go learn about some art history, right? So then I started watching some art history videos and started blowing up my mind. And this question arises. It's like, what is the message, man? What are you trying to say with these pieces? I'm forgetting this artist. I'm going to tag it here. I just don't remember bro's name. I'm so bad with names, but he's a very prolific guy. And it's like, was doing some cool shit. And I was like, cool. I kind of mimicked his style a little bit to make this really cool. And then, yeah, this happened. Out of the frustration of like, circling the drain, a moment like this happened where I just took out my fucking paints and I just decided to fully allow myself to create something without any judgment of it being good. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, maybe a kid could make something. I literally outlined my hand and then fucking did that. You know what I'm saying? But it looks fucking amazing to me. And this is probably one of my favorite pages in this sketchbook. And it was like, playing and allowing myself to experiment with making art, you know what I'm saying, without the judgment. And then I started doing more. I was like, what if I get more chaotic and having a lot more fun with this? This kind of reminds me of a piece that my mentor would do, in a sense, where it was, and he would like go through and really break, because I'm like, as an artist, you see something like this, right? You're like, man, that's just a random a bunch of brushstrokes, doesn't mean anything. But when you actually feel the art and you're like understanding what's like behind this, especially the person that's behind each piece, you start to understand, like, damn, dude, you start to see like why people just sit and stare at art for hours. You're like, damn, I can feel this guy's presence or whatever. Not saying this is doing any of that for you, but I'm just trying to break it down. This was a really cool city scene. Again, that's me chasing this idea right here. But I was like, what if I do it? I really like the idea of like blurry lights and city, bro. I don't know. That's just an aesthetic I really enjoy. This was a very fun page. What's crazy about this one, right? This is the birthplace of this piece right here. This is where this idea spawned in from. Was this right here, which is like this very fun thing. I want to make so much more of these. It's just so fun, bro. It doesn't mean anything. Maybe it doesn't look like anything to you, but it just looks so pretty to me, bro. And this also spawned in because I was like letting my niece draw in one of my sketchbooks at one time, and they just kind of drew something like a baby would, and I'm like, that was amazing. What? That was so beautiful. So I'm like, yo, I want to like inhabit that like childhood baby aesthetic. Not aesthetic, but like, that freedom that children have, not without like the knowing of the rules and paying for taxes and buying a house and securing a family for your future income. Anyway, this is the same park as this piece right here. These are the same parks, but just a different style. Like this, I was having a very fun conversation with one of my homies at the park, and I was like, I'm just gonna bring my paints and try to go crazy, bro. And it was really enjoyable. And this is probably another one of my favorite pages in this sketchbook. This right here is probably, I keep saying this, but this page right here is something that will be very special in the future. That's all I'm going to say on this one. This one is going to be very special in the future, bro. That's all I can say. We got Naked Lady in black and white. And I try to do the thing where, you know, an artist will draw something completely in one line. Kind of got there. I kind of like it. Nothing too crazy there. Same smiley face guy. I don't think there's anything crazy on here. To be honest with you, I'm gonna go next. I was at the airport when I drew this, and my flight got delayed. Or this was on my way to a trip. I was like, cool, I'm gonna draw this cool motorcycle. I ran into some other dude. He said his wife was like a super crazy artist. She'd been doing art her whole life. And I was like, wow, man, I'm so happy for your wife. Hopefully, like, this can pan out for me too. You know what I'm saying? Here's like a random city, place in New York, bruh. Bodega. Get your goods and go the fuck home. This was a character. I was like, what if I make a cool character for a comic book? Kind of like that motorcycle guy I keep bringing up. Kind of, you know what I'm saying, vibe. And this was me on the cruise ship drawing out like this fucking comic book where it's like two assassins. And like this chick is like, you know, checking out this dude over here. And she's kind of got, it's like a crosshair a little bit. And he's like lounging on the thing. And she pans back to her and she's got a whole fucking sniper rifle. She shoots at the guy. He jumps into the water, splash. She's shooting at the water. He's like, shoo. She's shooting. This is like silent, so it's like. Anyway, let's keep it going, dude. I really wanted to get out of there at that point. This was me at the airport, tired as hell, and I'm like, I just want to leave, and my flight got delayed, so I was literally just having a fever dream drawing out this comic. Then I'm just like trying to keep my composure by watercoloring this out. I drew this cowboy and alligator on the side because I was going back to Florida. And this was me when I finally got on the plane. I'm like, you know, keep it going, bro. Keep it going. But yeah, finally got on the plane. And I'm like, yo, let's go. Take me home. This was that same like character from before. But I, you know, give him a motorcycle this time. A motorcycle jacket this time, right? That would be his bike, some futuristic Akira type vibes. This is the same laundromat as the previous thing. I don't know what this guy is doing. He's having a good time at the laundromat. This little, whatever. I'm not gonna get into that. This was me like trying out to really draw out a motorcycle, and I was like proud of myself because these turned out way better than I expected them to be. When I actually gave it a try, this one kind of looks crazy. I'm not gonna lie, this one too. But, and I kind of just started making this really cool character and backstory and whatnot. But yeah, those turned out way better. This is like a watercolor of a house, just trying to sharpen up my skills and try something. I wanted to try out to see how well I can make ink and watercolor look. And I noticed that it can look good together, but there's certain spots where the darkness of the ink can overtake the piece and it'll like detract you from seeing certain things. Like if I were to do this, I would probably also ink out this area so it gives that like direction, because you know the trees are going this way, the street's going this way, so it'll give it like your eye would see that darkness and kind of, I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm gonna go on to the next thing. Just drawing some cars. It was probably a really cool page because I decided to like, what if I just gave it a cool like background? So initially this was just a bunch of sketches, but I was like, let's give it a cool background, make it jazzy or some shit like that. Some more vehicle practice. This was like a Frank Ocean. If you know what album I was trying to draw of this, you'll know. But yeah, I tried and I successfully failed. I'm not gonna lie. Real shit. Some more cool motorcycle stuff. I really like this style. I'm trying to remember. I don't think this is a piece. This might be the beginnings of this piece. But for this piece, I didn't really sketch anything out. I kind of just did it and it came to life. I don't think that's that. I don't know, maybe that's something else. But yeah, trying to draw some buildings, get better at my geometry. Drawing out some buildings, some Japanese buildings too, because they're very like, the construction is beautiful and it's very different from America's houses and whatnot, so I wanted to test my metal and draw something different. This character right here, I low-key don't even want to show you guys this page. It just pisses me off every time I see it, I'm not gonna lie. And this was like me testing out the idea for this piece right here. Because I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to make it real. So what I'll do in my sketchbooks is that I'll, you know, thumbnail it out and attempt to see what it would look like with different colors and different ideas to see if I can understand how to bring it to life. Okay. Oh, this page right here. I just wanted to try out a collage because I'd always see other artists create their sketchbooks, and I would see so many collages, and I'm like, that is such a cool idea. So I was walking around the city and I found a random ass textbook in the trash, and I just grabbed that bitch and cut it up and made it something cool. Grimjaw, one of my favorite Bleach characters. I wanted to do some like fan art because I haven't fan arted in a while, and that's kind of a smart way to like learn how to draw too, because you'll understand like why some of your favorite artists use specific proportions and like how they, you know, connect lines together to make their style look like their style. You know what I'm saying? Type Kabido, I think that's how you say his name. He used a lot of cross hatching. That's like that for in his like manga style. There's so much cross hatching, and it makes it like significant to him, because you might go to someone like, maybe I'm wrong on this, but what is it called? My Hero Academia, right? There's not that much cross hatching, but there's a lot of like black shadows that gives it more of a comic book style versus like manga. Gives it like that good flavoring to it. I might be wrong on that shit, but that was, you know, whatever. Yeah, this was more of me testing out to bring that other piece back to, you know, figure out how to make it come to life, and like just testing it out in general to see how cool it is. I might do some more of these. This is like a doggo, I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I see this, I think of that one scene in Full Metal Alchemist, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. This was me, bro. I know when I'm tired in my sketchbook when shit like looks like this. I know I was exhausted around this time period because of how this sketchbook is just looking. Like, it looks very sparse and empty. I mean, there's fun things happening here and there. And, oh, speaking of which, dude, I started to make a rule in my sketchbook that I kind of forgot about, where I would make it so whenever I draw a character, I have to draw some expression on the face. Like, they can't be so cold stoned about, like, you know, everything. Like, but I tried and I kind of forgot, but whatever. You can also tell I was very exhausted around this area too. This was like one of like the cooler things I probably drew this week, because I was like, I can tell when I'm exhausted, bro. I was probably so fed up at art at this point, but around here I was probably falling more in love with it and starting to create again. And that's where this page is. Probably one of my favorite pages too. I say that about every page, every other page, but this Mob Psycho page goes fucking hard, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I have to glaze myself. Give myself a pat on the back, because that shit is kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie. And then I was just drawing just a bunch of like random stuff, random characters, trying out lines, you know what I'm saying? Doing cool, wacky stuff with my art. This was when I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get good at drawing hands, bro. I'm buns at drawing hands, dude. And I want to get good. I want to be one of those artists that is like, yo, I can just draw the hand. I can draw hands like it's a magic trick, bro. And like other artists that understand how hard it is are gonna be like, yo, that dude is actually David Blaine, bro. He just drew a hand, bro, and it looks proportional. That's fucking crazy. So I was spamming hands, going kind of pretty hard on it, to be honest with you. This is like over like maybe 2 weeks of just having my sketchbook open while I'm working on other things and just drawing hands constantly to understand how they look. This piece was a piece that I worked on. This was a piece that I worked on for Inktober, but it never fleshed out, because I'm like, I don't want to Inktober anymore. But look, bro, I'm going to put it this way, and you tell me what you see. And that's why I didn't ever talk about this piece. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to flip to the next thing. This was probably around the same time where this is like more of a tired area of my sketchbook. And when I say tired, I mean like life is happening and I don't really have time to draw as much as I'd like to, but I'm addicted, so I do it anyway. and it turns out, you know, something like this, some more hands and stuff, practicing, trying to get good. This was a really cool page, bro. This is when I whipped out. So what I'll do is I'll grab some ink and I'll dilute it in a watercolor brush. And then I will make stuff like this, which is really cool way of shading. This one is my favorite. It looks like there's light passing through the hand. And I did that accidentally. Like, I really love that shit. I need to do more of this. I'm really playing games with myself, to be honest with you. But yeah, so these two, bunch of faces, trying out the same thing. Trying to get good at, so it's been a day. I had to go, like, lay down after yapping for 20 minutes straight, but here we go. So on this page, I kind of wanted to get back into getting more of that metallic feeling in my art, you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to understand, I can't find it right now, but trying to understand like how to draw mechanical things, because drawing organically is pretty natural for me. The hard part is like making straight lines look cool, because I'm more of a curve kind of guy, bro. I love a good curve in my art. I love circles and stuff, so having to like narrow it down to it just being like shapes is pretty hard for me. This page, I was kind of like trying out a new cross hatching thing. I saw a YouTuber do it and I was like, that's a really cool technique, and I want to, you know, try to understand that and add that to my artistic repertoire at some point. I hope I said that word right. And this is just like, this is what I'm talking about when I say I love drawing more organic things. It, you know, hits my soul in a way that makes me very happy. Oh, these are really cool, because around this time period, I got this guy right here. Really cool figure for understanding anatomy and posing. So I was just having fun posing this guy, making him do really cool stuff. And then I would just draw that. You know what I'm saying? This is so cool, bro. So it's such a fun thing to have. So yeah, I was hoping that would, okay, I'll go back to that page. I would just, you know, pose them and then try out drawing those positions and, you know, trying to get more dynamic with my posing. You can see how like it's very it's less fluid in the beginning, but the more I attempted, the closer I got to my desired outcome, which is like very curvy lines, looks very, you know, becoming more organic, even though I'm supposed to be doing the other thing, but don't worry about that. Let's go next. Oh yeah, back to this page. Yeah, this is what I mean by I love drawing these organic shapes. It makes me happy. I love the waviness of it. It feels like kind of like a liquid of water. It's like a liquid and a gas at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's like water that can evaporate, but in a state that's whatever. I'm way too high right now. But yeah, back to this page. I love drawing more organic things, and this is like a really good mix of that. I feel like I put the figure in this position while I was like practicing this, probably like something like this, and I just drew it out. And I really like this page. It's probably one of my favorites. I probably should post more about this, but I just don't do it. Anyway, next. Oh yeah, so that was those. This right here. This page here was me kind of, I was cooking up a piece. This is probably going to be a piece in the future. I'm so glad I saw this guy. Completely forgot about that, bro. Oh my God, I'm glad that is there, because I completely forgot about that. But yeah, this is me like practicing the anatomy of the figure. So I, again, put the figure in positions and I would draw it out. Some of these are just like freehand without it, and some of these are like, you know, people, Pinterest models or whatnot. I just draw out my red pen and I did these, and this is probably one of my favorite ones, you know, versions of these sketches in the sketchbook. You can tell like in this later half, I was starting to get a lot more confident, especially with the back muscles, because I kind of had a vague understanding of the back muscles, but I never took the time to truly understand them. And I feel like around this point, I was getting pretty confident in that. On this right side, we have Spider-Man. I was looking at figures, right? Because I forgot what it's called, and I'm gonna butcher this so badly, but there's like this like Max Tag. I think that's the brand, bro. Spider-Man, Maytag, Spider-Man figure. I think I'm saying it right. And that shit looks so fucking cool. And this is low-key why I got this figure. So as soon as I got it, I was like, huh, I can basically, you know, be a very, you know, be cheap about it, because bro, those figures are insane. The resale, I'm getting nerdy about this, but yeah. Yeah, this was me drawing those Spider-Man. Oh, fuck, I feel like I should do that again. And on the right side, we have Spider-Man, bro. I actually like these a lot. I always want to do fan art, but I'm a fan of things, but I just don't draw the things I'm a fan of. I'm weird about it. I should really, do it more. And yeah, I was using this exact figure to get these poses in. It's super useful to have something like this around. Next page. So yeah, I can tell I was probably pretty busy or exhausted around here, because you can tell by just how the sketchbook is looking. But oh yeah, I'm a huge Batman Beyond enjoyer. That's another thing I feel like I should lock in with and draw more of, because that character is so fucking cool. So this is an interesting page, because this is when I started to go back to what I was working on before in the sketchbook, which is like kind of like watercoloring and playing with watercolor. So I wanted to like, take some time to actually like practice it for real. So, and I'm really proud of these. These turned out really well. When you do something artistically and you're like, yo, I don't know how I did this, and if I were to like try to recreate it again, I could probably do it, but it's not gonna look this good, you know what I mean? So I'm really proud of myself with these. This is me kind of messing around, nothing too serious. I tried to watercolor out a face, but I still need more practice. This was a piece where I was kind of probably trying to attempt to do the watercolor and have pen and ink. I think there's some magic there, but I have to figure out how to make it work exactly. What's interesting about this is when I was kind of going through a trend where I wanted to understand how to get better with art. And one of the things I really enjoy about art, dude, I probably don't do it enough in my... Oh, hold on. I got one second. One thing I really enjoy doing in my art is pushing perspective to the max, bro. Like, I love when people can, like, play with perspective and really warp it. So, before you can break the rules, you have to understand them. So what I would do is just draw a grid and then just draw boxes within that grid to, make it look like they actually exist on that plane. And I'm not gonna lie, it was super fun. So I did a bunch of them, and I did so many to the point where, I have this dedicated sketchbook that's literally for this. I'm supposed to do it weekly, bro, but life has been, lifing recently, so I haven't had the time to really do my daily perspective drawings. But yeah, I dedicate another sketchbook to this because of how fun this practice was. And yeah, I kept doing it, dude. I'm telling you, it's super fun to do, and like it really tests your mettle and how like well you understand space and things within space. This is just me practicing hands, practicing some guitar stuff, some more anatomy random doodles. I try to draw out the city using this technique, but why this looks so rough is because, first of all, I don't even know how to paint buildings in watercolor yet, and then I didn't perfect like the ink. I need to stop being mean to myself. I think this looks cool, but there's room for growth. I'll just leave it at that. This was really cool because this page, I was trying to make a character because I'd always see people make OCs, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to make an OC. I want to have a cool character, and I wanted to make a character that I could use this with and be something like my go-to character for when I want to maybe draw comic books within my sketchbook or play with ideas. I wanted to like make a character for that. Some more ideas, like fleshing it out a little bit more. I'm gonna bring this guy into my new sketchbook because I think it's pretty cool design. And this is where life like really fucked with me. I'm not gonna lie. This is referring back to why a lot of things have happened in my life recently, and I'm not ready to talk about the meaning behind this yet. I'll be honest with you, but this was a very vital time in my life. I'm not gonna lie, and it felt right to kind of visualize that and make it real. Like, because I was watching this dude on YouTube. What he would do is, instead of making comic books, like just making comic book stories, what he would do is make kind of like biographies in comic book form. And I'm like, that sounds pretty cool. Because what was messing with me was like, I was making this character, but I didn't know what to do with the character. I was like, what's the story behind it? I couldn't, come up with anything. So I was like, what if I just do this dude's cool thing where he's just like depicting his life in comic book form. And when I did that, yeah, a lot of things happened around this time period. I wish I had, by the time I got to this page, I was so mentally exhausted and like physically exhausted that this page just looks like this. It doesn't look half bad, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it could look a lot better. And this is why I'm not gonna talk about that. This is like one of those pages where I have to flip the page. It's like, well, you flip the page. This is a page where just like drawing random stuff. Doesn't really mean anything. Doesn't need to be anything. I just wanted to let my brain air out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was going through all this and I felt like I had a mental clog in my brain. So I just drew this out to kind of get my artistic gears going and let myself express whatever I'm feeling without any judgment or needing this to be anything in particular. Just drawing to release, you know what I'm saying? This page is probably, my next piece is going to be this right here. And that was me, like, after unclogging, I was finally able to, like, clearly think artistically and just painting things because I want to go back into painting again and doing paintings because I put up some of my work recently and I'm like, damn, I really miss painting, dude. I haven't done it in a while. And this was a piece. I don't know what inspired this piece, but I really like it. I think I was just trying to like do something like this where it was just a bigger study of painting faces and whatnot, but I ended up making it look like this, which I really like. It kind of looks like an album cover, I'm not gonna lie. Like some 70s disco kind of vibe. What's cool about this section is that I was talking to a friend and we're like working on a story, and one of the characters is like does graffiti, but I know nothing about graffiti, bro. So I went through and kind of started to study how graffiti works. You can tell that there's like a common thing for me where like I look crazy on the left side because I'm just trying to understand how it works. But by the time I get to the right side, things start to come together and I'm starting to understand how graffiti really works. And like onto this, that's the last page. That was everything. That was a year's worth of drawing, dude. Like this was a whole fucking year, man. I left the front page or the back page and the front page blank. I might come back at some point, like add something here, but for now I think this is how the sketchbook should go, you know what I'm saying? So for coming by, speaking of which, like I'm really glad I got to try this out and like show you guys the inner workings of my thought processes on art, and maybe hopefully that inspired you to like make your own kind of crazy sketchbook. This sketchbook, I'll be honest with you, was great and it was a fun ride, but I want to do it bigger this time, dude, and go crazier, to be honest with you. So this is our next sketchbook, bro, and I'm really excited. I think I started roughing out this. It looks crazy for now, but trust me, trust the process, guys. This will look good, or I'm just gonna rip out the page and we're gonna pretend like we never saw it. But I feel like I'm cooking with this, okay, guys? Either way, subscribe, like, do all the things, support your boy, because your boy needs it. We all need some support, yeah, feel me?